Thank you. Roma people do not trust large state institutions or private institutions who are responsible for channeling a large part of the help that is devoted to Roma people. This lack of trust is due to the fact that these institutions have never really done much for them, although this is the message they give in the news. Wouldn't it be better to establish control mechanisms, monitoring mechanisms different from the current ones to ensure what really happens with the funding, that the money is well allocated?
Well, in principle, for the European Social Fund, there is a control mechanism in which the affected people can take part. So if it's not provided or not used, the Roma organizations should seek ways to look into it. It has to, whatever comes from the European Union and whatever comes from the national or regional governments, it has to be very transparent.
At Mundo Gitano, our website, for the first time in history of our people, we can join or carry out joint projects thanks to internet. So internet is helping us a lot to implement projects jointly with other organizations. We know that the European Union strengthens the work on the net, internet work, but does the European Union encourage a specific way of accessing the net among Roma community?
Well, the Europe 2020 strategy, which is a new 10-year program of the European Union, has one of the flagship initiatives which is called the Digital Agenda. And it has to be developed into practice with reference to specificities of social group, specific social conditions, because it's indeed the objective of this, to make the entire European society computer literate and allow access to broadband, to use of the internet by all. That's a deficit at the moment, despite a lot of progress in the recent decade, but there are still big deficits, and the Union is committed to make progress on this area.
We still have no voice or vote in the United Nations, despite the Roma community have been given recognition as people without territory. Yes. We would like to have our own representatives who can make decisions inside the United Nations organizations. And with this aim in mind, at the Maranatha Federation, the one I am in charge of, and Mundo Gitano, along with many other organizations in Europe and America, we have an initiative to formally ask the High Commissioner of the United Nations organizations to have a vote, to have a voice there. Would you, as a Commissioner of the European Union, be prepared to back up, to support this proposal?
Well, you do need a voice in all major international organizations. Concerning the United Nations, it's based on states. And it's called the United Nations, but it's practically a global alliance of states, member states. And those peoples who have no state, it's difficult to join in. But it's different to have voice. So you can find ways, channels to have a voice in the UN, and I'm sure it's possible.
As for yourself, you have been rapidly accepted by Roma community as a good person. And someone who is really devoted to the needs of our Roma population. Is this a personal crusade, or is it shared by the rest of the commissioners of the European Union?
I'm sure that all the commissioners understand the Roma question. This is a result of the work in the recent years, and this communication is a communication by the Commission. And it explains how we understand the situation of the Roma and the possibility of the EU to make progress. So this is a common understanding, although there are two commissioners explicitly responsible for this, Viviane Reding and myself. I happen to come from a country where this is one of the most burning social problems. I come from a part of Hungary where the Roma are represented higher than the country average. So I know quite a lot about this problem, and I know how determined we have to be in order to see progress in the next decade.
Thank you.